In the Black, living your dream. Once again, this is Aaron Smith, your financial design coach. Thanks for tuning into our new podcast. This podcast is for you, to help you increase your knowledge as it relates to money. Important that each and every single one of us have a real solid grip on understanding how our hard-earned dollars are working for us. We have financial goals in our life. Many of you who are tuning in may want to pay off some debt. You may want to buy a home or a second home. You may be interested in starting a business. You may be planning to pay for college education. Whatever your financial goal is, you have to prepare financially for it and make sure that you are setting yourself up for a solution that's going to allow you to be comfortable in your decision making as it relates to your hard-earned dollars. Over the last podcast, I was speaking to you about living life on purpose, and I was using this document right here, which is your financial roadmap for living life on purpose. We were speaking about cash reserves. We were talking about the emergency account, the emergency fund that's important to have. I'm going to brush over that just a little bit here as well, again, for those who missed the last segment. Let's start here. The first thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that we create an emergency account. What is an emergency account, Aaron? That's an account that pretty much is guaranteed. There's no risk associated with it. You get a low rate of interest with it. Usually you purchase or you invest in an emergency account through your local credit union or your local bank. In some cases, you can use a brokerage account if you have a brokerage investment account, but it's still you're using a money market account for the most part as your emergency account. The emergency account is something that you want to make sure that if something happens during your life, and it will, as it relates to needing some monies immediately, you can go to your emergency account and get that money readily available. It gives you a peace of mind. Now, not only do you have with the emergency account safety and low rate of interest, but also what you have with an emergency account or a money market account is you have what is called liquidity. In other words, you can get the money out really quickly if you need it by just using your debit card or just simply going in and writing, if you're old school, writing the check and getting cash out for that need that you have. That's what we call an emergency account. Now, the emergency account is also important for different groups of individuals. Let me kind of explain, for example. If you are in a situation where you anticipate potentially you may lose your employment, you want to prepare for that, and you think you may be out of employment for maybe 3 months or 6 months or 9 months, you want to make sure that you have 3, 6, or 9 months worth of monthly income saved in your emergency account just in case, right? Now, if you are an individual who's retired and you're receiving some type of pension income, you may need less or you may need very, very little emergency account. I see many times there are individuals who have emergency accounts or savings accounts and they have a large sum of money, more than what's necessary in their emergency account or their savings account. They're earning a low rate of return. It's a guaranteed account, however, but still low rate of return. And you can potentially peel off a portion of those assets and maybe invest elsewhere. But that's what we mean by an emergency account. If you're just starting off, an emergency account is important. You want to make sure that you at least create at least $1,000 for starters in your emergency account. Work up to that $1,000. Let that be your goal if you don't have currently an emergency account. Once again, thanks for tuning into our show. We are so excited about having you join us with our podcast. We're going to come to you every single week something new, something different, and instructions on how to get things done. However, if it gets to a point where it becomes overwhelming, you're not sure, we don't want you to guess. We don't want you to go out and get information or recommendations from individuals who may care about you but not sure about how to guide you financially. I want you to call or reach out to one of our financial coaches. We'll be glad to help you. Once again, this is not your choice, but this is In the Black Living Your Dream podcast. We'll see you in a bit.